need to strike for our rights, our workers, not just the older drivers, but the newbies starting out, being on minimum wage, having to do overtime to make up, but they don't get paid that sort of money. It's ridiculous.
And you were talking earlier a little bit about the kind of conditions that you can face as a driver. Could you tell me a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, drivers are spat at, abused. We have no facilities to go to the toilet. I mean, it's human rights. We should be able to go to the toilet when we need to, instead of waiting 5 hours sometimes. So, not only should we be striking for pay, we should be striking for facilities and conditions.
And what would be your ideal outcome of this strike?
To get what we want. I mean, I'm not positive of what we're going in for, but we do not want a 2-year deal. We do not want more hours on the top of what we're already working just to fund our pay rise.
Yeah. So could you just outline a little bit about what it is that you're already working and what you're being asked to work?
Yes, we're working 38 hours and they're now asking us to do 42. I mean, I'm on a 38-hour roster. I do earlies, middles, semis and lates. I could be on a late and then the next morning I could be on a middle, which starts around about 9 o'clock and I don't finish till about 12 the night before. Drivers are tired of it.
Look, obviously our members have voted for strike after the company have made a derogatory offer of 3.5% following 7 months of outstanding pay negotiations where they would not come to the table. Our members want a pay rise that reflects the difficult job that they do. They all work for the same company under the B network, and yet we've got drivers who are earning up to £120 a week less than others for doing the same job. What you've got under the franchising is different operators, different companies bid for the contracts to run certain elements, certain areas of the geographical Greater Manchester Combined Authority. Some of the companies that have taken over only pay like £15 an hour, so other companies are paying vast above that. It's about the coming in, getting the contract, but not rewarding the staff. It's a difficult job that the drivers do with changing conditions. I mean, we've got drivers having to urinate in bottles because there's no toilet facilities. We've got drivers having to curtail trips and kick passengers off buses mid-route. And the companies don't understand. It's the drivers that get that at the brunt of that kickback from the passengers. They're delivering a frontline public service and they deserve a fair and adequate pay reward.
We're on strike because since the B network came into fruition, we've had an increase in the workload that was unprecedented in my 23 years in the bus industry. We've also seen year-on-year below inflation pay rises, and in spite of a few recent gains, we're still not keeping up the cost of living. The offer that was put to us was 3.5% when CPR inflation was 3.8% and CPI inflation was 3.8% and RPI was 4.8%. That's not taking into account fuel inflation, the rising cost of housing, food inflation and other raises in cost of living. Drivers are simply struggling to keep pace with the increase in cost of living on the existing rates of pay. Since the B network came into being, drivers have seen a squeeze on running times, so their schedules are getting tighter. They're getting less time at the end of the route to just simply get off and stretch their legs. You may have seen recently in the press there was an article regarding an internal memo about drivers peeing in bottles because they don't have enough scheduling time. That's a massive thing for drivers. Previously, we were able to park buses up in the bus station, get out, and then another driver would come and take that bus over, and that bus might sit idle for 10, 15 minutes. That's not the case now. A driver has to be with the bus every minute of the day. Drivers who previously might do 5 hours in the cab, of which they would have 10-minute layover time at the end of each journey, so they'd have time to stretch their legs, read the paper, something like that, are now being expected to drive for 5 hours 15 solid driving without the opportunity to get breaks. Road traffic conditions have not improved, so more and more journeys are running late because of traffic congestion. Drivers are struggling to get finished on time, either for their rostered meal breaks or for their finishing time. And when they've got to pick children up from school, that's vitally important to them as well.